Oh, you ready for day 2? Plan is pretty straightforward. I don't think that there's anything that we can really find shallow. We might go play around with it tomorrow, but day 2 of practice, of kind of learning the lake and figuring things out, we're going to expand on what we figured out, because there's a lot more of it that we didn't like look at. So it's going to be a lot of hydrilla in a little bit deeper water. Such a weird pattern for spring, but I guess it kind of makes sense. It's sort of a pre-spawn kind of pattern, but that's what we're going to do today. Try to catch a couple big ones, expand, grow our knowledge of exactly what we figured out yesterday, and you're going to come along with me. Lake Toho, day 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. That's all grass coming up to about 4 foot, 3 foot under the surface, and then it kind of domes out a little bit and comes to the top in some places, creating kind of like these columns. What we're gonna do is fish around that stuff. Basically it creates open holes. It's just like when it's super shallow and you see like holes in the grass and you kind of throw your worm in them and stuff like that. We're doing the same thing, but we got to stay over the grass instead of getting into the bottom. So we're gonna use like well, let me show you what I got rigged up. Like, that's what this video is about, right? I got a couple different jerk baits. I got my little tailspin swim bait. I got a trap, a chatterbait, excuse me, Bob. Another big old swim bait, sluggo jerk bait, kind of old school. And I even have a glide bait like tied up, you know, just in case like I want to go a little big with it. Go big or don't go at all. We'll see if we can figure out some more stuff and figure out how to catch some bigs. Oh, there's saw him hit it once. It's funny how they slash with the bait, but don't quite get it. I don't know if that's the cast. It's more right in front of that thing. We'll see. There she is. Now I got them lined up, boys. That might be a good one. That is a big one. And a spot lock. That's a big one. That's what we're looking for. It's so scary catching them on these jerk baits around this cover though. But you get them lined up in these kind of like wind tunnels, and like the wind sort of creates a sort of eddy or like a little current deal around some of these things. Whoa, that's a nice one. You freaking crunched it too, dude. Nice 4-pounder, dude. We're figuring it out, and we got them lined up. How about that? That's awesome. That's how you start a day, boys. Acting like a smallmouth. Jeez Louise. That's a decent one. That's why he's acting like a smallmouth. Dude, that jerkbait is the deal. It is the absolute deal. We switched to, I put one with a rattle on. Just because there's a little more chop in the water this morning, and it's also a low light kind of deal. So I wanted to track it. Look out, Bob, those are hooks. We don't do hooks in your mouth. We do hooks in the bass's mouth. We talk about clues to the puzzle, and I just got one. I caught a couple big ones on a jerkbait again, just like yesterday. But what's really interesting is it was on the same type of deal. If you guys can see, there's like a dome of hydrilla right there. It's no more than maybe 7-8 feet long. Not even the thickest stuff. Like, this is super thick stuff right up here. It's just kind of off trailing, but it's clean on each side, and there's some wind rushing up against it. It almost reminds me kind of like of a little river ledge, or like just a little shunt in the current that's like spreading the water out, and the water's hitting it, the current's hitting it, and the fish are kind of lined up around it, around the sides, schooling in front of it. And it's telling me there's a lot of this stuff. That's the only problem. It's going to be kind of intimidating, but it's telling me that finding these little clumps and using kind of a visual kind of scan to find these clumps, and then fishing through them with a jerkbait, which is gonna take some time, but you can find like little corners, and you're not just gonna catch one, but you're gonna catch 4 or 5, and especially if you find the right little corner, the right little clump, the right little piece of structure, you could catch like some bigs, like 5 bigs, really, really quick. Right back where they were. Look out. Oh, that's a good one. Look out, folks. We gotta keep him away from the. Only got one hole. Game on. That, my friends, is a 5-pounder. I don't mind wasting a day of practice when stuff like this happens. Dude, that's freaking stuff. That's a Lake Toho stud. This is the best I've ever caught him here, dude. I've like consistently, I've caught some bigs, but let's get this thing released. Go back down. Go do your thing. This jerkbait bite, I don't know if it's gonna last because the wind's gonna super kick up. We might have to make some kind of adjustments in that. But dude, they are thrashing it. I'm talking, when that bait stops, like it gets just dead stopped, it's either you're buried in grass or you got a chunk on. So let's do a little bait breakdown. It's gonna be kind of boring actually, but I have 2 jerk baits, and that's really what I've caught them on. Now granted, maybe I'm kind of trying to figure out this pattern a little bit, and I probably should be doing some other stuff, but I have, this is a Nishini Erie 115 SD. My buddy Jacob Wall put me on this guy. The reason I have this guy tied on is the wind's blowing a little harder. It's a little bigger jerkbait. It's a little brighter color than the other one that I have tied on. It also gets down a hair deeper, like maybe like 4 to 5 feet, maybe a little bit more than that, more like 5 to 6. What's also cool about it is it has this little weight on here, and what happens is when I stop my sort of darting retrieve with it, it slowly sinks. I mean, inch by inch, and it's almost like that Senko or a stick bait kind of presentation where they snatch it, dude, when they're eating it and when I can find them. The other one that I have, because especially this morning, we had some periods where there was literally no wind and things got flat, and this is what I actually caught them on yesterday when I was figuring stuff out, and that's the Vision 110. This is actually a silent version, and they always say throw gold in Florida. Gold is a great color anywhere, whether you got shiners or shad, especially when you have a slight tinge to the water. This water is super clear, but it has kind of a brownish tinge, and gold is perfect. It shows up, it flashes right, but it is silent and it does not cast very well. I got both of these set up on 7-foot medium action Halo TIs, and then I got 2 different reels, but they're basically both Shimano 7-to-1 gear ratio reels, 12-pound fluorocarbon. It's the same rod, so I kind of have the same feeling, you know, I'm comfortable throwing it, and my retrieve is pretty much a 1-2 pause, 1-2 pause, maybe 1-2-3 pause, but it's pretty quick. You know, winter in Florida is water temp 65 to 70 degrees. I think it's 71 or 72 today. So obviously water temps are a little bit warmer than what you'd experience a little further north. So you can move that bait pretty quick. But those have been my 2, and I switch off depending on the conditions. If stuff gets a little shallower or flatter, I'll go with the 110. If I'm out here just slanging around looking to make long casts, I'll go with that 115 Nishini. There she is. That's another big, dude. Wow. Talk about grinding it out. Look out, Bunk. Look out. That's a big, dude. That's the one we're looking for. Got a crossways. That's like a 6-pounder. Oh, God. Take it easy, honey. Take it easy. Take it easy. I got to take it easy. How fat that joker is. Dude. Dude, man. Dude. The old jerkster. Dude, it ate, you see the fin in there? It had just eaten something. What a chunkster, dude. All right, go back down there by your jerkbait. Don't eat it again. I can see them like moving around. Like there's one right there and he's moving back and forth. So I know they're still there and there's more because it's kind of it's a basin. So the grass kind of makes like a circle and there's no grass or very little grass kind of in this open area. So it's much like a gigantic hole in the grass and there's a bunch of fish in it. But something happened, like mood-wise, something shut off, even though the conditions are like practically perfect. The water warmed up a degree or two, the wind's kind of chunking in that. Everything's perfect except the fish's mood. But we're gonna keep on grinding. Literally everything came in the morning and then we like squeezed out that one just now. So I have no idea what's gonna happen. Giant, dude. Stay on. Oh God. I got one. Dude. He freak. Look up, Buck. I gotta land this guy. That's a giant. Look up, Buck. He's gonna jump. Don't do it. Got you. Holy badoozlin style. Holy jeez. Dude, what a way to end the day. That is an absolute monster, dude. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The last thing I thought we would wrap this video on is a big fish. It has been an absolute grind. I probably haven't caught a fish in 2.5 hours. And even then when I caught one, it was itty bitty. But the jerkbait, and this stretch, like this offshore hydrilla, I keep trying to find something else, something different, and then I come back here and expand on it a little, and they eat the jerk and crush it, dude. Like that fish absolutely just cross-nosed it. Let's get this thing released though. I'm gonna give you a recap on the day and kind of tell you where the process has led me and where we're at. Dog loves it. Look at that thing. How fat that thing is. That is a beautiful fish. Yes, you fell victim to that machine jerkbait, didn't you? You notice how they've all kicked off like that? I mean, they're powerful fish and they're energetic. Dude, so like today, day 2, I don't even know what to say. I found one, so where we fished, where they were schooling from the other day, nothing happening, dude. But this one spot, I found one more spot and I probably caught 18, 19 pounds off of it, all on a jerkbait. I tried to throw a wacky rig at them, tried to throw a glide bait, tried to do all these things. And the craziest part about it, the reason I know it's like the spot in the area is literally because of this thing, because of the active target. I have it set on scout mode, which kind of pans around and shows kind of a stretch or a span of the area. And I can see some monsters swimming around. And that's what kind of kept me there and kept me sort of picking it apart and coming back to it. Because I'm like, dude, I didn't catch all the fish that are here and I still haven't. So the plan is tomorrow, I'm gonna go do like, you know, road trip freaking dinner and basically go get a sandwich from Wawa, gas up the boat, do all that stuff. We're gonna have my buddy Gage with me tomorrow. He's an epic like high school stick, I believe, or college stick from Orlando right here. And we're gonna go out and we're gonna try to catch some more of those jerkbait fish. We're gonna have prefrontal conditions, gonna be a lot of wind, so we're gonna have to change it up a bit. I have no idea if that's gonna be a component of this episode. We will have to see how it plays out. But today, even though on video it might look like an absolute blast, it was a grind, dude. An absolute grind to find one juicy, I'll give you that, but one spot and one thing that would catch them. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you don't do it for me, do it for the guy licking my ear. It's Buck. I hope you guys enjoyed this little series of videos, kind of breaking down a lake and that. I really enjoyed it because I kind of get in my flow and I feel like I understand and do things better when I get a couple days on the water. And I really like walking you through kind of my mental process, whether right, wrong, correct, or not. It's a good learning process for me as well. So if you enjoy this, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. But we'll see you back out on the waters, talking fishing, or just hanging out with Bog, right? Tight lines, guys.